Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome to another episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Today we're going to continue our quest for the Orient Express achievement. Now we've got 4 of the 6 legs that we need. The last leg got us to Budapest, so we need the Budapest from Hungary to Bucharest route. And again, the quickest way to get these is to try to find them in the quick jobs. I was looking as I logged in tonight and there. Used packaging from Budapest to Bucharest. This will get us stage 5 out of 6. We will only need the Bucharest to Istanbul leg of the journey after that. We will have one of the rarest achievements in Euro Truck Simulator 2. So we're going to do this drive. It's about a 12-hour drive. We'll get started. This is a rent-a-truck, so everything's already attached and we are set to go. It is 5 o'clock in the evening, so we'll get a little bit of daylight here. And it is not snowing here down in Budapest, so that's kind of nice. We've had quite a bit of snow over the last few adventures. Let's get this going. Now, this is not our truck here. This is just rental truck. So we get our lights on and everything. We head right out. I'm going to turn that on. All right, here we go. So we'll get started here. Get out on the highway. We've got used packaging. Not a very profitable run. 12 hours is 12,000. Was it 14,000 euros? That's not really a lot of money for a 12-hour drive, but what can you do? I think actually, as I'm seeing here on the newbie too, I can see a couple of question marks off around to the side here, and they look like they'd be pretty easy to pick up. So let's we'll get those on the way out of town here, and then we'll head out. I can't see. There we go. Now I can see. Just stick your head out the window with this truck. Not quite the same as our brand new Scania here. But, and we want to go this way anyway because we want to get the question marks. All right, so we'll scoop up these question marks and then we'll check in as we get out on the highway. I thought today in today's drive we would talk a little bit about tips for getting the Orient Express achievement, because Dave T was asking about that. He said he was trying a couple things, and then an old lady plays, and I offered some tactics and strategies that we found helpful in achieving this achievement, at least getting this far. So I thought maybe we could share those a little bit. And we have to talk about our cat name as well. So, and we'll talk about other random things as they come up here as well. But first up, we're on the way. We'll connect in a little bit. Looks like the sun's going down right behind us here, so we'll have a little bit of dark driving. But see you in a little bit. Alrighty, we're about an hour and a half into our drive now, making good time on this divided highway here. Weather's fine. It's stopped snowing. It's just the night, of course, has fallen. It's now about 6:30 in the evening here as we're heading to the east out of Budapest. And I thought one of the things I wanted to do in this episode is to name our cat. Now, our cat's not with us. Our cat is in the Scania up in, Kaliningrad. So, and he's being, the cat, I'm not going to say he or she, because we do know now, but I don't want to ruin the surprise, is being well fed. So we have someone taking care of the cat while we're doing this quick job. But we do need to name our little pet. And there were a lot of suggestions, and I thought I would just toss up a few of them here. So Engineer Wagner suggested this Oleg Ilyich Gagarin. Yes, you can tell that Engineer Wagner is a space addict. And that's a good name. And I was thinking to have a vote, but eventually what happened was there's one name that I really kind of liked better than the others. And so I picked this one. We are going to have a vote for our dog's name in American Truck Simulator, though. But I do have a name that I would like to pick out for the cat. And then Atik posted here. He said, I think you should name the cat Jenny or Jessie, which is a wonderful and marvelous name for a cat. But it wasn't the one I wanted to pick, unfortunately. But I do thanks for the offering, and that's a good name. And then Old Lady Plays suggested very kindly this one here, Stinky. Really? Old Lady Plays, Stinky. We should call the cat Stinky. We're not calling our cat Stinky. That would be like animal. That would be punishment. We can't call a cat Stinky. So no, we're not calling our cat Stinky. That would hurt its feelings. But Custard Prophet is the one that I really want to talk about, because he suggested, we made a reference to always driving in snow and how that's kind of a Douglas Adams reference, an author that a lot of us know and love for having written Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And he suggested, with the traveling theme and everything like that, that we should call the cat Zaphod after Zaphod Beeblebrox in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And I thought, that's a wonderful idea. But then I thought, I think the cat's a female. And I confirmed this in between episodes, that yes, our cat is indeed a female. So it'd be kind of funny to call it Zaphod. But I was thinking Zaphod's traveling partner in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was Trillian, and she was a cool character, and it's such a cool name. I think it's the perfect name for a female cat. So rather than hold a pole and, well, I'm going 75 in a 50 zone. Heck, flying along here. Yep. So we've decided we are going to call our cat, who's in Scania with the truck, Trillian, because it is a she, and that honors Douglas Adams, and it's kind of a traveling theme, and she was a cool character and everything. So Trillian it is. And it looks like that little conversation has taken an hour of our ride. We're now in Szeged, so making time, and oops, I should have gone left there, I think, but no biggie. Looks like we can sort that out with just one turn up ahead. So we will continue on our drive here. I was thinking to sleep so we get more of the drive in the daytime, but unfortunately, if we sleep twice, oh, I gotta go this way. I'm not paying attention. If we sleep twice, I think we'll be late because this is a quick job. So I'm gonna have to wait until there's about 6 or so hours left, I think, before I go to sleep again. So I want to make about 4 hours more progress down the road. So I think what I'll do is I'll make 4 hours of progress and then sleep, and then we'll come back so we get some more daylight driving and stuff. Because I want to talk about a little bit of some thoughts on tips on how to get the Orient Express achievement. And not that I'm an expert by any means on this, but I have learned some things over the past year of very casually trying to get this achievement. I haven't really been hardcore fixated on it, which there are some other things you can do, I think, to get it faster. We'll talk about those too. But anyway, I'll continue on here. We'll kind of put another 4 hours of progress under the belt here, get a little bit close to the halfway mark, and then connect again. So we've got about 7 hours left. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to start looking for a place to sleep up ahead here. But just wanted to say this isn't our truck, and they didn't give us a good truck. First of all, when you accelerate, it sounds like a bucket of bolts here. And it's just, even though we've got used packaging and it's not that heavy, we're kind of struggling to carry this load. So it's been a little trip back in time here to get a truck that doesn't have the power of our current Scania or our previous Volvo. Just saying, this is not one of the better trucks in the game, or one of the most leveled up trucks in the game, but we're plugging along. All right, it's about 12:30, a little bit after midnight. We found a nice place to sleep off the side of the road, and wonderful snow. Why am I not surprised? Wonderful. All right, so we made another 20,000 while we slept here. We've got plenty of gas. Wrong way violation? No. Oh, it's only 100. That's okay. Not a big deal. They didn't really mean it. Gosh, I can't even see now. Okay, so I thought driving in the daytime would be easier, but of course it's going to snow again. Let's get going here. Nevertheless, let's as we make progress here, so we've got about 5 hours and 50 minutes left, so we're a little bit over halfway on the journey. Pretty easy ride, not too much traffic at night, and again, without the slippery mod on, driving's pretty good. Of course, now with the snowstorm, visibility a little bit different, and could get a little more challenging, but challenge accepted. We're ready for it here. So, I did want to say, it was David T, I think, that posted. Yes, David T posted in a comment, and his question was this, and I'll put it up here. He was wondering about tips to get the Orient Express achievement, because he's starting out in Paris trying to get the first leg. And just to kind of set the scene here, so the Orient Express achievement is you have to drive in this direction from west to east. You have to start in Paris, and you have to do a trip from Paris to Strasbourg. Then it's Strasbourg to Munich, Munich to Vienna, Vienna to Budapest, Budapest to Bucharest, and then Bucharest to Istanbul. So it's 6 legs, and they have to be done, each one independently. Now, you don't have to do them consecutively. Which way are we going here? Straight. Okay. So you don't have to do them consecutively, but you do you can't do, for example, Budapest to Bucharest before you've done Paris to Strasbourg. So you have to do them. Once you get Paris to Strasbourg, you can then qualify for the Strasbourg to Munich one, and so on and so forth. But you have to do them in that order. And again, you can skip around. You could do 50 trips in between before you do the next level, but you do have to do them in that kind of order. And so the question is, how the heck do you get it? Because some of these jobs are really rare. They just don't come up very often. In particular, the hardest one that everybody says to get, that wasn't my experience, is the second one, which is Strasbourg to Munich. So there's a number of strategies you can do. There's a viewpoint up here. We should probably stop into this, even though it is snowing. Oh, this must be one of those new viewpoints, right? That they added to the game here. So let's check it out. We'll hold off on our little conversation about the Orient Express achievement. So it must be in here somewhere, huh? It's kind of cool. It's one of these first new ones that we've seen. So this is what they added in one of the recent updates, right? Doesn't work. Back up here. There we go. So now we're going to get to see snow. City of Orsova. Okay. In the snow. It might be prettier when it's not snowing. We might not spend too much time for this cutscene. Oh, there's a cool statue there. But I can't really see very much. Except for the statue and the snow and our truck. And the cross. I'm sure this means something. I wonder if anybody knows. Maybe you could let me know. I suppose I could look that up at some point too. Can't really see very much here. So let's escape out of that and return on our journey. Although that was pretty cool. So we've seen that our first... Whoops. Go forward, I suppose. We've seen our first checkpoint as part of that update. So that was kind of cool. Because I was wondering, I saw it on the map, and I saw that it was a question mark, and I said, I know I've already driven this route, so we should have seen that checkpoint before. Then I realized, of course, the checkpoints were new with like the 1.42 update or the 1.43 update. I forget which one. But anyway, they're new. So to go back to that Orient Express achievement, David T's question was, should I just kind of keep hammering the external contracts until that leg comes up? So you're sitting in Paris, right? Because that's where you get the external contracts. And you keep trying to change the external contracts by hitting refresh to see if you get the Paris to Strasbourg leg. And that doesn't really work very well because, so the external contracts changes on real Earth time. So every once in a while, those contracts will change. But once you've hit refresh like 3 or 4 times, they really don't change that much for quite a while. So it would take a long time for those external contracts, and you kind of have to sit in Paris a long time for them to come up and for those to change. The way that I did it, and the way that I think a lot of people do it, hang on, I just got to adjust my seat here. It's kind of slipping all over the place. So 1 second, nothing to fear. We're on the wrong side of the road, but just a minor detail. So the way that I think most people do is you can do the quick jobs, because the quick jobs you can take from anywhere. So what I would do is when I would log into the game, I would check the next leg in the city that I needed. So I'd click on Paris, and then I would see what quick jobs were available and see if there was a quick job from Paris to Strasbourg, and then just accept it. And this is like what we've done for this one. They just give you the truck that you need. What's going on here? Oh, can we go through here? Guess we can. They just give you the truck that you need. You just drive that, and then when it's done, you go back to your real truck and you drive with your real truck. So that works. That works pretty well. And the only thing is, it took me a long time before the Munich to Vienna one popped up, and especially it took me a long time for that one to pop up, and it took a long time for the Paris to Strasbourg one to pop up. Not Paris to Strasbourg to Munich. So those two took forever. I mean, I would check every single time I logged into the game. I would check at the end, like if I slept for 8 hours after a drive or something like that, I would look and check at the end to see if one popped up. And then finally one popped up for Paris to Strasbourg. Didn't take that long. But finally one popped up from Munich to Vienna, from Paris to Munich, from Strasbourg to Munich, and then from Munich to Vienna. But those took probably, I'm going to guess, 50 times of looking at that quick jobs before they popped up. And I wasn't in any hurry. I was just kind of driving around doing stuff. But if one popped up, then I would just grab it. So that's a second way to do it. Now, of course, because the quick jobs changes with game time, right? So if you drive 8 hours in the game and then look at the quick jobs, they're going to be all that different, even though it's only taken maybe a little bit of time in external contracts. So one way you could do that if you were really persistent would be to just keep sleeping and checking the quick jobs, because they're going to probably change after every 8 hours that you sleep. Although you'd have to do a lot of sleeping and burn through a lot of game time to do that. Another way that I've heard that works really well, the way that's recommended to do it is to have your own trailer and look for cargo jobs, because apparently you get greater variety with cargo jobs. So you could go in there, and you could even bring in different types of trailers. I mean, that's being really persistent about, because you have to get all your trailers there and all that kind of stuff to make that work. But I've heard that one works pretty well too. The other thing that you can do, and I'll show how to do this here, just pop into the settings a little bit here. In the game options, there is gameplay, I think it's going to be under, and there's a way here to change the job length. Truck settings, brake intensity. I might have missed it here. Camera settings, regional settings, convoy settings. Yeah, I missed it. It's in here somewhere. Must be under gameplay up here. It's a slider. Detours, parking, navigation mode. Preferred job length. Here it is, right at the top. I missed it. So you can make that, for example, if you're looking for, I think like Strasbourg to Munich is really short, you could slide this slider to the left and that's going to give more of the jobs that the game generates are going to be of that particular length. So that's something that, if you don't mind having a lot of short jobs show up in your your quick jobs and your external contracts. I'm not sure if it affects external contracts, actually. I suspect it, I guess I don't know. I would suspect it almost doesn't, because those come from the World of Truck server. But for quick jobs, it will affect the distance. And so that's one way you can kind of stack the odds in your favor a little bit. But the biggest thing outside of kind of getting your trailer and bringing your trailer in and just sleeping a lot is just really being a lot of patience, bringing a big whole bowl of patience and just kind of be persistent and check. And eventually they will pop up, but I've been trying for a long time. So, anyway, it doesn't look like the snow's letting up here. We'll keep chugging along as we're about, it took 2 hours to talk about that. About 4.5 hours away now from our final destination in Bucharest. And then we'll check in maybe with about 2 hours left to go. So about 2 hours left in the drive. It looks like the snow is letting up here. Just arriving at Pitești and then a couple hours outside of Bucharest. So that's kind of nice. Hopefully we can make it through. Wow, this is a pretty wide open rotary there. Glad there was no traffic. But yeah, so it looks like we got blue sky here now. Excellent for the last couple hours of the drive. That was Q. Turn those off. One more. There we go. All set. So I was thinking, a couple things I was thinking about is it doesn't seem like there's much going on with the game right now in terms of SCS and stuff coming out new. I was expecting that, and maybe it's imminent, maybe it's coming up real soon, but I was expecting we'd hear something about the East of the Heart of Russia mod, the DLC that would be coming out, because I would suspect that's got to be coming out very soon, right? Because there's no events going on. And I think everybody's waiting for Heart of Russia, which should be the next one to come out. And I do know I've been seeing them talking about... Which way do we go here? This way? This way. Whew. That was totally responsible driving. I couldn't quite tell which way the newbie was pointing us there. But I do know they're redoing parts of California. So that's what's kind of cool about it, because I suppose that as they've added on these new states and these new countries and these new regions and things like that in both games, that the original ones they did start to look a little bit outdated. I know they did a lot of Germany before, and I know now they're working on California in American Truck Simulator. And then I was just reading today, I think they're working on parts of Austria for Euro Truck Simulator. So it's kind of nice that they're going to have to go back and recycle those older parts in older regions, the original ones, kind of bring them up to date with the new graphics that they've been putting in and everything. Well, I'm sure they've updated the graphics, but to really kind of redesign them with all the things and structures they've learned from adding the DLCs over time too. So it's good to see that happening in the game. But other than that, I'm hopeful and excited about Heart of Russia. And our timing could be right if something were to get announced pretty soon, because this is a rental truck, of course, that we're just using for the quick job. But our real truck is right up in Kaliningrad, which is in Russia. So if we were happen to get Heart of Russia would happen to be released, we would be positioned nicely for it, which would be kind of nice. Which, speaking of which, I think we need to move our home garage to the one in St. Petersburg. Put one of our other drivers down in Toulouse in France. So we'll do that shortly. But yeah, about an hour and a half left to go, and we'll rack this one up. This, knock on wood, this will be our 5th leg out of 6 legs, and only one more to go. And I don't think this one, the Budapest to Bucharest leg, and I don't think the Bucharest to Istanbul leg are all that hard to get. So, because I only had to check, and then even Vienna to Budapest one was really kind of easy to get. It was those two, the second and third one, that were just bears. The Strasbourg to Munich and Munich to Vienna. And Munich to Vienna was the hardest for me. That took the longest. But the funny thing was, I mentioned this before, but we had gotten the Strasbourg to Vienna, finally gotten Strasbourg to Munich. And I was looking, and the very next time I logged in, there was a Munich to Vienna route. And I thought, and I didn't really want to do it then. Quick job was available, so I said, screw it, I'll just do it some other time. And then I never saw another one for 4 months. So, figures. Anyway, nice day now. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's about an hour or so to go. We'll see you as we get at our final destination here. Final destination, I can see the little flag, so we're about less than 20 minutes away. It's been a nice 12-hour drive. Again, not making us much money, but our drivers make so much money for us now that it's not really an issue in this game. I think we have enough now. I think our St. Petersburg base could use an upgrade to make it a 5-bay garage, and I think we might do that because we have 200,000 now. But yeah, the money just kind of keeps coming in Euro Truck Simulator, unlike our business ventures in American Truck Simulator. The other thing I was thinking too about the Orient Express achievement, if you're watching and you have tips and suggestions for people that are still trying to get through that hard part, particularly that second and third leg, by all means, please share them, because I'm not an expert at this altogether. And I did, again, a very patient route. Just wasn't really that stressed out about it, so I just kind of keep checking quick jobs. It only takes a second to do that. So I wasn't really all that worried about getting it in that timely fashion. I figured eventually one would show up. There we go here. I'm confused. Right here. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let's see what kind of parking we get. Now, if I remember right, these were some of the ones in this DLC were some of the hardest ones in the game, I thought. A lot of 90s and a lot of really hard ones. Like that. Now, that looks like it could be hard, but it looks like we can go all the way around and come back at it from the other side, which would make it easier, right? Rather than going down there to the right, we'll just loop around the building and come at it from the other side. And that looks like it should make it easier. Rather than trying to back it up in that tight spot, that looks like that would be hard to do. So let's try this and see if our bold strategy works here. Alrighty, so we definitely want to cut it super close and tuck this right in tight. Really just go right over the curb here almost. Like that. Get as close as we can to the building. Right in here. Twist it that way. And then I think we might be just almost right on top of this, right? Oh, so close. We're going to have to adjust it that way. We're not going to get it, are we? Pretty close to it, but unless it's very generous here, which I don't think it will be. Maybe if we twist it like that. Nah, it's not going to give it to us. Well, we'll straighten it out a little bit. I think might give it to us if we tuck it in like this. Right, there it is. All right, not bad. One quick adjustment, and we are in. So that strategy worked. Not the prettiest parking job, but we made it. All right, I'm going to do a quick screenshot because I haven't done one of those yet, and then we'll be right back. All right, we took care of that. Let's hit T, see if we get leg number 5 for this. It should pop up momentarily. Yep, there it is. Orient Express, 5 out of 6. Just one more to go. Been working on this for about a year. And we hit level 30. Most excellent. So we get another... Now, I've been thinking all along that 30 was kind of the last level, but we still have all this eco-driving just to get to as well. So let's add one more in there, just-in-time delivery. Oh, actually, if I think, let's add this one here, because I think that means we can go over level 5 or something like that. By having one in here, let's apply that. Let's try it, see what happens. All right. So, yeah, 5.8. Good. So we might add a couple of those just to get that rating up a little bit. But journey, leg 5 out of 6. Let's do one last thing then. We have 218,000. Let's go upgrade our garages. Garage manager right here. Because I think St. Petersburg is a small. Let us upgrade it. What's it cost? 100,000. Yeah, for sure. We'll do that. All right. So that's got 5 bays now. I think. Not sure why it's updating the game here, but that works. All right. Oh, it's just showing to us. Yes, we don't need to see that. We're good. So now we have that one up to 5. Toulouse is still at 3. We could upgrade Toulouse too. Tempting. How much money do we have? We have... we don't need to yet, so let's just wait. Let's get drivers for St. Petersburg first. It looks like we can get one more driver. So our goal, just to kind of talk a little bit about our strategies, I want to fill up St. Petersburg, and then I think I'm going to fill up Toulouse. So we need... to fill up those bases, and then we're going to get the base where we're going to do the driver experiment. So our experiment to see what type of development style works better with what drivers as we get closer to that. We'll need some money for that. So I want to kind of build up this kind of rate with which the company's bringing in money for a little bit first. So we're going to fill up St. Petersburg with drivers, expand Toulouse, fill up Toulouse with drivers, and then we're going to add that base for the experiment. So it's a little bit of kind of a long way off. Anyway, I'm babbling. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the journey. If you have tips for the Orient Express, how to get that, anything that we haven't talked about, please let us know down in the comments. You just want to say hi or anything you're wondering about, please let us know. Do you like the cat named Trillian? We should see Trillian in the next episode, unless the Bucharest to Istanbul last leg of Orient Express pops up, because I would really like to close the door on that one. I think it's I still think it's the second rarest achievement in Euro Truck Simulator 2. There might be I'm not sure which one might be rare, but it might actually be still the rarest. There might be some in Iberia that are still rare because not as many people have it and have played it and stuff like that. But it used to be the rarest one. I'll check between now and the next episode. And I'm really babbling now. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.